Hello everyone, IMS welcomes you all to our webinar series, The B School Insider, all you need to know about your dream school, and I am your host Kalyani for today's webinar. So in today's session, our topic is IIM Kozhikode, Campus Life, Placements, Academics, and in this webinar, you'll get the insider's view of IIM Kozhikode and find out all about the personal journey of the four panelists, from their CAT experience to the selection process at IIMK, the campus life at IIMK, the academic schedule and faculty, placement process at the campus, the kind of internships at IIMK, and some fun facts about IIMK. So today our speakers are Keshav Rathi from second year, Omkar Babar from second year, Ashish Thomas, he is an alumnus from batch 2019. He is a senior consultant with Deloitte. Syam Ganesh, he's an alumnus from 2021. He is with Asian Paints, and he'll also talk about the LEAP management training program. And so welcome all of you, and thank you so much for being here today for this session. So let's start with our CAT score prep selection process. So can you all tell us about your CAT experience? I mean, how much did you score, if you can, and how many months did you prepare for? Was there anything in particular that you did to get success? Ashish, you can start, and then Shyam, then Keshav, then Omkar. Yeah.
We're going in the oldest to newest, okay?
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
because it's been quite a
I
while.
know, yeah.
But I think I was 99.2 in CAT. That was my score. I am an engineer, but that doesn't mean I was born with a mental calculator. Could be, but my quants were good. My quants were good. I didn't have a problem with quants. If you think about LRDI, it's basically Game of Thrones. Okay, it's his father's mother's brother. It's like you just have to ask the question, what would Lannister do? That's it.
Yeah.
If you don't understand this joke, watch Game of Thrones, because most of the memes in college are based on that, right? But my problem was verbal, to the extent that there was a time in IMS, they used to have, I don't know if you still have it, but they used to have this all India ranks, right? In their CAT test series. So, and they also had it according to the subjects. Quants, I'm sorted, like top 50 or something country. LRDI got used to get wrong, but still, 100, 200 there. In verbal, I used to get, somebody had crossed out and written not applicable against my name, because I was that bad in verbal. Not because I can't speak, I can't read, but I really never cared about who's going to be the subject, object, prepositions. Like, that's not my thing. I don't read boring art related RCs, right? So when I realized this, I did three things. See, this is the consultant speaking. Now it's a structured format answer, right? It's coming up. So I did three things. Number one, you got to study, right? Not that you need to study for hours. Get one concept right in a day, great. I did solid 6 months worth of preparations before I gave CAT. So, study. First thing you do is study. Second thing is you do practice. You got to practice a lot. Not just questions, but I'm talking about giving mock CATs. Plain and simple. From wherever you're getting it, give a lot of mock CATs. That's your practice part. Yeah. Third thing is analyze it. You get it wrong once, shame on whatever who made the test paper, but you get it wrong twice, shame on you. Seriously, you get it, you gotta correct yourself, keep doing it. See, the SPA format, the SPA format of doing things, but that's about it. Like, study, practice, analyze. You get this routine right, you're gonna crack CAT. There's no two ways about it. You just have to put that 6 months worth of effort, you're gonna get it. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gives a good segue for you guys to now build on it.
Yeah, Sham, you can. I mean,
Yeah.
if Ashish has left any,
That's what I was wondering. Like, Ashish has covered A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Just very
then I'll
briefly,
speak about my personal experience.
Okay. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yeah. So my ranking, as Ashish said, was somewhere down in the bottoms. I used to cry in my home. Like, I got 90 out of 300 something. And then I sat down for 4 months. I had this routine of, every week I had to take at least 2 mocks. And the alternate day, I used to kind of review the answers, set a timer, and redo the entire test paper again, so that I know that I have covered my mistakes. I understand them well now. So that has been mine, and I cracked the CAT. I got 99.2 percentile. and then the interviews and then everything else.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Keshav.
Hey, hi guys. Thank you for joining me this morning. So, with regards to my CAT percentile, I would not be able to disclose it because of the placements committee requirements, but I had a decent percentile.
Mhm.
So, I think a lot has been touched already by Shyam and Ashish. I would just like to say some couple of learnings that I've to my CAT journey. The first one is the fact that we can't stress much on the importance of mock exams when it comes to an exam like CAT. So what usually happens is that people or students are usually in that initial inertia of not taking mocks. So what I would say is that don't be afraid. It's not your final exam. It's just a mock exam. Try to take that. Try taking the last year CAT exam only. That'll give you an understanding of where you stand, and that is very important as a barometer to understand where your performance is.
Okay.
Secondly, CAT is very much different from other exams, especially I'm a commerce graduate, so I speak on behalf of commerce graduates. So we have been used to solving all the paper, all the questions in an exam, studying everything. But it's more about a strategic exam rather than a normal exam that we have. You can perhaps leave out a chapter you're not so confident with, or a set in LRDI you're not so confident with, suppose a Venn diagram or something of that
Mhm.
sort. But whatever you're doing, do it confidently and analyze the question and try to learn from whatever mocks you're taking.
Mhm.
That's very important.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Omkar. Yeah.
God said anything.
Hi all. Good morning. Very good morning. I was working while I was preparing for CAT. So I had 49 months of experience prior to MBA,
Mhm.
and I used to work in a public sector bank. So that's why it was a very tolling job. So that's why I could never set aside a particular time for studies. So I mostly relied on solving mock tests. So I had started preparation around February of 2019,
Okay.
and then until cat appeared. So I must have I must have written at least 50 mock tests, if not less. So every 2-3 days, I used to set aside 3-4 hours and solve the mock. And during those 2-3 days, during lunchtime or once I'm home from the bank, I used to analyze the scores and everything. So that's the key. Solve as many mock tests as possible. And like Keshav said, Placecom cannot reveal score yet, but it was decent
Mhm.
and definitely not 99 plus. But that's beauty of IMK. They love diversity, and I'm not an engineer. Sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
break that down.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the diversity works.
Okay. Okay. There's a question. How are your initial mocks? Who would like to take? Keshav or Omkar? Omkar, you can take this question.
Yeah, I mean, for me especially, the mock was very dicey. I mean, in the very first mock I scored 99.5, and in the very second mock I scored 83.
Okay.
So I mean, that was the journey. It was never a solid, a fixed number. It always varied mostly between 97 to 99,
Okay.
and that's what the journey was.
Okay. So, can you all tell us something about the selection process, as in the personal interview, group discussion? What were the topics on which the questions were asked? Do you have any special tips for future aspirants as far as for the personal interview is concerned at IMK? Keshav and Omkar, you guys can start, and then maybe Ashish and Shyam, you guys can pitch in. Yeah.
Yeah, see, to be honest, when it comes to interview, it's not gonna be super complex. To be you don't have to be over prepared because being over prepared can kind of hamper your chances. I think.
Mm.
See, it's gonna be a conversation. We have already got an opportunity to go to the interview. They look at your confidence. They look at how humble you are, how much can you fit in that institution, and how much do you really want to do an MBA for.
Mm.
So as long as you can sustain a conversation, I think there are a lot of myths around the fact that if you're not able to answer a very complicated question about what the history of India is, you perhaps might not do well. So I think that be in the flow, try knowing as much as possible about current affairs. That is super important, about your academics, about your work experience, and most importantly, how can you relate an MBA helping you reach from point A to point B. That is very important. As long as that is done, be confident, have a conversation, and always have a smile on your face. That I think obviously helps, and it's going to be
Okay.
it's going to be super chill. I think.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Omkar.
I'll just add one point here. Like Keshav said, the professors here who take interviews mostly, they're very lenient. So
Mm.
they'll never penalize you when you will say that I don't know the answer instead of you just lying on your face. Okay, so in my personal experience, So I had this strategy professor who took my interview, and he loved maths, I guess, and I hate quants. So first 5 questions he asked me quants question, and for all the 5 questions I answered, sorry sir, I cannot answer because I'm very poor at quants. And after 5th question, I assumed that there's no way I could convert IMK because first 5 questions and I didn't have an answer. But then later questions, they touched on my personal life and then my academic, work life and etc. And then they loved it, and I'm into IMK. So that's one thing. Please remember, if you do not have answers, it's fine. Just straight away say that you don't have an answer and focus on your strengths. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. You guys would like to add anything, Ashish, Syam?
Yeah, I mean,
one thing.
Oh, Syam, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll take the last.
That's
Sure. So what Omkar said is right. No, if you don't know, say just don't know, because my interview also had a similar rat. But as Keshav said, it's not necessary. I mean, Keshav said it's necessary to update it with the news, right? It's not exactly the same. You need to know the general gist of what's happening and how you connect it with the story. It's the story that is going to make matter. Okay. So in front of you is a panel who is well experienced in all the terms, and they're trying to test you on how you are going to navigate. Even if you don't know what you're going to talk about, you need to navigate with the information you have, piece the story together, and give it to them. Like if you don't know something, so I don't know about part A, but I know about part B and C, and I'll try to approach part A from there. So that should be your approach.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll just give another twist to what Syam and Keshav have been talking about. I started recruiting also for my company. I was very close to the professors who are very active in recruiting for IMK. One thing which I learned and I've been using is have opinions. There's no two ways about it. You need to have opinions about anything in life.
Right.
Whether you're an extrovert, introvert, whether you feel shy about speaking in front of people, it doesn't matter. As long as you have opinions about, farm laws, have an opinion. It can be you want to take a position which is against it or for it. As long as it's borderline with facts, it works. Have an opinion at every single thing. That's how it works. IMK professors, at least my experience has been, when they ask you something, they're looking for those opinions. They're not looking for, bunch of facts which are coming out.
Right.
Build an opinion. Through that opinion, tell a story. You tell a story, you're done. I mean, you're just going through.
Okay. There's a question here. I work in a corporate 10-7 job. I have just started preparing for my CAT 2021. And do you suggest me to take a sabbatical for at least 1 or 2 months before exams? I have 35 months of experience as of now. Who would like to answer? Keshav or Omkar? Syam? Yeah.
So if you have an opportunity of going back to the company, you might perhaps see, it depends on a lot of factors. What is your job? How much is your satisfaction? What is your aspiration? How much is your preparation? I mean, it's very difficult to answer this without knowing these facts, but I would suggest that if you have an opportunity of going back to the company again, perhaps go for it. If not, I mean, I would not, I personally, this is my personal opinion, I would not suggest anybody to kind of take a break because there are a lot of variables involved when it comes to CAT. You never know how your interview would go, never know how your exam would go, you crack the useful or not. And then it might become a little tricky for you in the long run. So that is how I suggest. Others may have to.
Okay. Anybody would like to add anything?
It depends again, as rightly pointed by Keshav. Okay, just take 1 or 2 mocks, see where you are. Okay, and then look at your schedule. Are you able to give time, to these mocks to improve yourself? If you are able to, then you don't need to leave your job. If you aren't able to and you really wanted to get into IIMs, then you take your call. It's again not up to us to tell you what to do with your life. You need to figure this out. This is a small part of it.
But how do you, okay, there's a question about, can you please elaborate on how to effectively analyze mocks, as in how I'm doing and all that? Who would like to take? Ashish, yeah?
Yeah, I think about mocks, almost all mocks have a way to solve, like, at the end of the mock, when you look at the answers, there's usually a way how to solve that particular question. You got it wrong, that's not a problem. It's okay to make mistakes, but learn from that particular way of solving. What I would then do is I would go back to this concept, spend some time on this concept, because then no way I would say that, that is the perfect way to do it. There will be other ways which you might remember, which you might, be more familiar with to do the same thing. So go back, study the concept, And even if it's like one concept a day, it's fine. Like it take 2-3 days to solve that, analyze that mock completely. But once you get that concept properly, try doing the question again. I think, and maybe the next mock is when you realize, I mean, whether you truly understood it or not.
Okay. How much of a difference will a good profile do to convert a call? Yeah, who would like to take? Sham?
I don't
Keshav,
understand the
yeah.
profile part
Keshav,
because
yeah,
my
Keshav.
profile itself is very poor. Okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe Keshav can, Keshav can
Yeah.
answer this one. Yeah.
So definitely a good profile would be adding to your chances because every school would want to have a diverse set of people. If I've seen at IIM Kozhikode, people are a little more keen towards chartered accountants, towards people who have great CFA, towards doctors, architects, etc. So,
Okay.
however, having said that, it's not the if you have a good if you don't have a good profile, you'll not add to it. It's just your aspirations to go for a B school. But yeah, I mean, not just in an MBA interview. The truth is that if you have a good profile, it will help you all throughout your life. You have done something in the past to get it.
You had a very good profile, Keshav. So, how would you give like maybe a tip, as in if somebody has to build up a profile, how to go about it? Like maybe one tip each.
So see, I would say for a commerce graduate,
Mm.
if you're interested in finance, you can perhaps go for these courses such as CFA, not just because it helps you get the certification, but definitely helps you get an understanding about concepts on finance. And I think when you go for an MBA, with these class discussions, the practical aspect of it definitely adds to the discussion and helps you also in your shortlist in finance. So that is very important. Apart from that, try doing various stuff, try organizing events, try involving yourself in some social activities, etc. Will help you mature yourself and hone yourself as a person more than just honing your profile.
Right. Okay. Anybody would like to add anything?
I would add one point
Yes.
here.
Yes.
See, your profile is always a balancing factor for your score.
Mm.
So if your score is very, very good, then an average profile might work. But
Okay.
if your score is less than 99 also, then you will have to focus more on your profile. While building profile, please keep in mind a couple of points. Don't focus on only one domain,
Okay.
because everybody on panel would agree here. Summer placements are very random, so
Okay.
you will have to build your profile in touching all the domains as possible. So if possible, have an internship in brand development or digital marketing, or 2 months of internship, let's say. Similarly, like Keshav said, have a certification in finance if possible. Likewise, have all the domains open so that you have all the opportunities available for you.
Right. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the life at IMK. What was your first day and first week at IMK like? Maybe we can again start from the 2019 batch. Ashish, you can say, then I can take it. Then Syam, and then Keshav and Omkar.
Okay. You're testing memories now, but I think and you guys will agree, like the first day when you are outside the campus looking at that IIM Kozhikode written there, you feel, I mean, that feeling is amazing.
Not everybody is as lucky as you.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
knew. Yes,
No,
I knew. Yeah, I knew that.
intentionally burning you guys there. but that's an amazing feeling. I'm sure all IIMs, when you stand out, you really feel that I mean, you've just accomplished something. It's a great feeling when you go inside. You meet people and then you realize, oh, okay. No, you actually feel you're out of place because at least in my batch, you're there for a reason. There was something which you have done in your life, right? You've got good scores, you've done a great interview, you're there. But other people there, everybody's on steroids in the campus. I had my friend circle was a national badminton player, somebody with a startup, and then I realized, hey, what am I doing here? Like, that's the thing. So the first, you go to class, like the auditorium setting. Sorry again, Omkar and Keshav, you've not seen it, but auditorium setting, you're talking. There's a lot of stuff. I'm sure we'll cover in those fun activities. Week one, I'm not going to tell you about it. Sorry. It's a trademark thing. Every IIM is going to keep it a secret. But week one, you're going to cry a lot.
Okay, Syam.
So week one, yeah, I have arrived at the railway station of Kozhikode, and then there is a bus arranged from IIM Kozhikode. I was taken through the streets of Kozhikode and then reached the gates. And I'm like, okay, I reached the gates. Where's the campus? And then I've been going up that hill.
Uh, I think Sham is
So
having
up
a
the
little.
hill, I'm going, okay, it's up the hello.
Yeah, I think
So
you have
I
some
thought,
internet issues. Mm.
Acha, okay. So there are some dorms, and I thought, that might be my hostel, but later I found that that's where my faculty stays. And then just going through. Finally, there are some blocks like named A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All of them named, after some music sounds. Okay, all of them had a song named after some music sounds. And I'm like, okay, figuring out what is this. And I arrive at my room. I have my roommate, working up the room. I'm like, hi, I'm a roommate. So what are the terms? And he's like, stay away from my stuff. I'll stay away from my stuff. But at the end of the day, we found out, no one actually takes anything from your room. It's open. I'm not trying to lock my door. And my senior comes up and says, why are you locking your door? So I'm like, for the security purposes, no, I said, no one takes anything from you. Trust me and leave it like that. And I actually left my laptop on it. Open area in the academic blocks, came to my room, slept off, went in again tomorrow and next day morning, and I still found that safe and sound just where it was. So it's like an amazing feel that you can trust your people around you. So that's the takeaway from my first week.
Okay, Omkar, anything interesting you had?
Yeah, I mean, like Ashish said, I'll narrate my first day.
Yeah.
So before your first day, you will have orientation sessions, and also I slept at 7 a.m. in the morning, and I had first lecture first day at 9 a.m. So my schedule was I woke up at 9, I opened the laptop, logged in, and first week will be really hectic. I mean, not just first week, entire first trimester, 3 months will be really hectic. You will not be sleeping for more than 3-4 hours. That's for sure. So rest, like Syam and Ashish has covered, I guess.
Yeah. Keshav?
But it's worth the effort. Trust me. I mean, even if you're not sleeping, you're doing something. It's going to pay off in 3 months. We'll talk about it, but it's going to pay off.
Yeah, Keshav?
So as Omkar pointed, it was virtual for us in the first 3 months. Our session was a little late. The first week was definitely challenging, as Ashish has told us. It was, I mean, it was next level altogether for us. There's so many things happening, and then there are some things that the council organizes. So, but I mean, the summers were challenging. You were getting used to case competitions, committees, etc. But all of them kind of boiled down to the fact that get your summer internship. I think it all kind of gives you understand why was this happening for you, and then if you kind of get a good summer internship, the next one and whatever term you have kind of becomes chill. And then is the fact when we went to the campus, and I remember both Omkar and I were moving together to the campus, and we were just randomly sat down to have food, and we saw, okay, this is IIM Kozhikode, and we are excited, we have reached the campus, and then it was super exciting. We had quarantined for like 14 days. That was also a different experience that we had. Overall, it was a nice journey to us.
Tell us about the clubs and committees and IMK. Keshav, you were just talking about some clubs. Can you and are you a member of anything? And Omkar, you can also take the question.
So I'm a part of, currently I'm a part of Financial Years, which is the finance interest group at IIM Kozhikode. And yeah, that's it.
Which are the other clubs and committees that are there in IMK?
So in terms of clubs and committees, there are three main committees at IIM Kozhikode. One is the Students Council, the second one is the Placements Committee, and the third one is the Students Alumni Committee.
Okay.
Apart from that, we have various interest groups. For example, if you're interested in finance, marketing, all of these, etc. And there are also various clubs at IIM Kozhikode, social service club, and various clubs which organize different headquarters, this Calcom, etc. So that is about it. I think Omkar can take it.
Yeah, Omkar?
Yeah, so there are 13 committees, so including infrastructure, product management, IT, then cultural, everything. Then there are some 8 clubs. The clubs touch upon the artistic side of yours. So there is dancing club, there's theatrics club, there's everything, music, everything. Then there are interest groups. There are some 8 interest groups. So they touch the verticals of the college. So marketing, finance, everything. Right. So I guess some 150, 160 people get a chance to, participate in one of the student bodies out of the entire batch of 580. So pretty good chance of converting one of these student bodies. And I highly recommend to convert one of these, because that experience of working in a student body and working towards adding value to a campus is a great experience to have.
Okay. Any favorite class or professor? You guys, all of you can answer very briefly. Syam, do you have any? Oh, Keshav, you wanted to answer first? Yeah. Any favorite class?
See, I'm currently studying from Balagopal sir. He's teaching us matter, and I think this class is absolutely amazing. I can't even. I think not just me. There are so many people who can't even move their face off the screen when his class is happening. It's so, and it ends like this. So I really love him as a professor.
Syam?
So we have some living legends on campus right now. And of them, I'll speak about two. One of whom I didn't get a chance to interact with, another whom I got a chance to interact with. So the one who I got a chance to interact with, Mr. Arkamatin. He is like my mentor, guider, everything. He's a super chill prof. He's like is an amazing on a next amazing level. Okay, I interacted with him a lot. Even if I call him at night, 11 or 12, he still answers and he gives me advice. You can directly walk up to his room, talk to him, and discuss anything that is not even of your subject. He will still advise you on what to do. So on that, and even in classroom, is super cool. The way he teaches, the way he gives out the knowledge is also on a next level. And the other legend that I refer to is Mr. Matthews. So Matthews is someone that is known through and through of all IIMs, and it's unfortunate that we didn't have a chance. My batch, I didn't have a chance. Ashish might have, I think.
I studied with under him. He taught me a couple of stuff. He's amazing prof too.
Who's your favorite professor or class?
Oh, so me, I have Abhilash Nair sir, finance professor. I was bad in finance. He like I was bad in finance. Let's just get there, right? He taught me things. He got my fundamentals right, and I'm actually using it even now. And the good thing is, like you say, you get friends for life at IMK. You actually also inherit professors for life because we still talk to them. We still talk to these people even at work, and you keep relations. So it's a great experience.
Yeah, Omkar.
I'll talk about the course. There's one course called as Negotiation and Conflict Management. I mean, it's in fourth term. It's a really interesting course there. Every lecture, the student will throw you in one of the breakout rooms and with one new person, and you will be negotiating financial deals and marketing deals, everything. So it's a really fun and fun course.
And Omkar, do you? Oh, professor.
Omkar, do you guys have the poker course? We had poker course.
Yes, poker supposed to be the one course.
we were earning money in poker.
Yeah, were you guys making money out of it as well, or was it just?
No, it's of the faculty. Like I said, there are a lot of legends on campus. So one of the legends is teaching poker, and he kind of has a way around the class. Poker is not about playing poker per se, but how to judge your opponent. So the course uses the poker concepts and analysis to get there.
So the secret here is that sir also has an account. He just got a lot of like the freebies and tokens. So we actually were playing and making money. That was the time when it was more open. The campus was going on. So but amazing courses.
Great. Yeah. So let's talk about internships and placement. So Keshav and Omkar, you guys can take this first question. How was your summer internship? And also, what is the internship selection process? Keshav, you can answer first, or Keshav, and then Omkar. You can talk about your own internship. Your own experience.
Sure. So I interned with the investment management division of Goldman Sachs. So talking about the experience, first of all, I think it is very good because it's one of the largest and the oldest investment banks in India, in the globe, and they have set all the procedures in place. So worked with the London team primarily. So got to work on a lot of interesting deals. And what is very nice about Goldman Sachs is that they have a very, very warm and open culture, wherein they welcome each and every intern, and so I got to interact with the executive directors, and that was very proactive. All of the people from IIM Kozhikode, people from India who are in London, and all of them took out time to speak. So that kind of gave you a broader understanding what investment banking is, not just limiting you to the sector that you're working in. So that was about my experience over there. About the internship selection process, I think it's going to be very right from the start of the college, and you're starting to build your resume. It's gonna be a process that's gonna take you test your perseverance as well as your patience. And what can help you, I think, is the fact that if you are with your friends, you're doing it together, and you are in for the ups and downs together. So that is something that will help you. And I think everybody will get a good opportunity if you are persevering enough, and if you listen to your seniors, if you listen to your mentors, etc.
Right.
That's a bit about it.
Okay, yeah. Omkar.
Yeah, like Keshav said, CV making is one of the biggest parts of your entire internship experience, internship professional experience. So even before you start your academics, you need to start working on your CV. So all the first 2.5 months, once your CV is ready, then you will get shortlist. So you can apply to as many companies as you want, but again, like I said earlier, it will be very random though. So for example, I was never prepared for finance role. I never wanted. I always wanted to go into sales. But my first interview was with JP Morgan Chase.
Okay.
And I was praying they don't hire me because I didn't know ABC of finance. But then again, interview experience is very traumatizing. I mean, it's cramped with. I mean, there's no time on your hands. Your friend might get 12 shortlists on minus day one, and you will have only 2 shortlists. It's possible.
Yeah.
But then it's about converting that one shortlist that you have. So like I said, I had 5 a.m. at JP Morgan Chase, and then in the 10 a.m. I had Amazon interview. So I was looking forward towards that interview because it was a sales role.
Correct.
So I converted Amazon. So I interned with Amazon AWS. The internship experience is very good. Amazon pushes you to innovate. I mean, even though I was in sales role, every second day, they will push you, they will throw you one new problem and they will ask you come up with an innovative solution for this. So that's a really great experience to work with them.
But what if you guys don't? What if someone is not getting the right kind of internship? Does that hamper with their final placement process and all? Ashish, you can answer since you're nodding.
No. If you get a good internship, I mean, it gives you a good chance to convert it, get a PPO, dream company, and everything. But I do know so many people who did not get good internships, but ended with amazing placements in the laterals and finals. I know, Syam, you're a place commer. You're going to talk more about it, but your intern, summer is slightly random. It's heavily based on the kind of profile you're bringing in. You'll get a lot of shortlists. You might get very few shortlists. That's a random bag which comes in, but it's not the end of the world. Okay. It's definitely not the end of the world. If you know how to you do your basics right, you get your fundamentals in place, you get your placement preparations in place, you can land good jobs, really good jobs.
Okay, so now let's talk about placement process. So what is the placement process at IMK like? Syam Ganesh, you can take this question. And then you can also talk about your personal experience with the LEAP management training program and working with Asian Paints. Yeah.
Okay, so post summers, you already have a one-page CV that's full on through, vetted by your seniors. But when you come to second year, you're the senior, and there is no senior to vet yours for the final placements. So that's the first problem. And then you have your summer internship that you're completed with, and now you know a little bit of what's going to happen with your final placements. So that's where you start. And in placements, there are two. So one is laterals and the other is finals. Laterals is for those people who have a certain limit of work X. So say 1.8 years of work X, post which you are eligible for laterals. And those companies prefer someone with work X. And then there is finals, right? So that lateral starts first and then finals. And before laterals itself, you need to finalize your CV. So, and you need to finalize this for different domains that you're interested in, like finance or marketing or operations, HR, etc., etc. And then you kind of review your CV through your friends, and then you finalize it, you freeze it, and you submit the CVs. The company starts rolling in like 10 to 15 days before the placement session, and you keep applying for the companies that you're interested in, and finally you get short. Shortlist can be announced anytime, just like Omkar said, can be from day -1 or day -5 or day -10 as well, if the company is really that eager to take you in. But at the end of the day, day 0, day -1, day 1 are the time where you get kind of cramped up with all these shortlists. If you don't have a shortlist, that's okay. Don't worry about that. You will still get a shortlist. Okay, and then you keep on giving interviews. There will be like approximately 3 to 4 interviews in a day, depending upon how good your CV is. If it's a normal kind of CV, you will have a 2 to 3 interviews. If it's not, then you'll have at least 1 interview per day. And you need to go through that with a cool mind, because the interviewer doesn't know what you are. He needs to know that. And if without a cool mind, you cannot communicate that to them. So that's the key essence of it. Keep your cool. Just read about the company that you're attending to. So when you know the shortlist, just read about the company. What are they looking for? What is the role about? And how can you relate with that role? So this relation part is the key aspect. If you're not able to communicate and be truthful about that, the interviewer knows that. Okay, he knows that you're not being truthful with you, so he will definitely reject you off.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't do that. Keep try to see if it relates to you, relate it. Else, you kind of show your interest and hope that the interviewer likes it. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
So you
then,
talk now about your
yeah. So with Asian Paints, the first question they asked me was, your profile looks like an ops profile.
Okay.
And why do you want to be in sales? Are you sure you apply to the right program, because this is sales and marketing, not supply chain management? And I kind of said, sir, I like customers, and I want to be customer centric.
Okay.
So that's how my interview started, and that's how I converted it. It doesn't matter what your past is. So a little bit about LEAP program. It's about a manager level program where you're inserted into area level managers or brand managers, for which you need some experience, right? For that experience, there is a management trainee program where you induct into the system. For 6 months. You will be undergoing through each and every role. Like there is a sales officer, there is an admin officer, there is a warehouse manager. There are also some plant operations, which is everything a manager level person should be aware of. So you'll be dipped into each of these roles. You will be tested through them. You will be taking some reviews, and then goes through for 6 to 7 months, and you're fitting for that.
Okay.
So this is a little bit about me.
Yeah. So Ashish, can you talk about your experience of replacement interview and getting selected by Deloitte?
Okay. I was a consultant before, like pre-MBA. I was in a consulting firm. I didn't want to do consulting when I joined. I was full blown like into marketing. I know Syam knows this story. So I come over and people tell me, like the seniors tell me that, hey, you're never going to get a marketing shortlist because you have like 30 odd months of experience. I was like fully disappointed. So I got a shortlist from Goldman Sachs, and Deloitte was after that. So I remember Goldman Sachs this summer internship, they got pizzas and everything. I'm eating a pizza and I'm talking to them, and seniors come. They three place commerce come, and place commerce come. You're like anyways, like, shitting your pants. They're coming with all anger in life as though I did something bad, right? And they escorted, like, pizza box. I'm being escorted to the Deloitte interview. They're like, give me the pizza. You go inside. Consulting again, there are specific things you need to do for consulting. You just don't go blind in. It's easy to crack a consulting interview. Round one is guesstimate. There's definite structure around it. Round two is case study. I got a spot offer in round two. They told me to do an elevator pitch. I did the elevator pitch. Got the offer. Came out and I was like, give me my pizza back, and they gave me an empty box. Like, oh, you got placed. Now get down, get out of here. The process, I mean, for consulting, I think just to add to what Syam said, right? Remember one thing: companies want you. They are coming there for a reason. They're trying to hire. So all these marquee companies, whatever gets named companies, they all have buddy systems. They all have, they're prepping you for interviews even before you join, right? They're talking to you. They're giving you tips, tricks, and everything. I still talk to people. This batch which comes in, every batch which comes in, I'm buddy to people. So there is specific things which happen. Consulting typically would have any consulting company guesstimate, case study, and the final pitch. That's the format which goes on. So that was pretty neat. So that was summer internship, converted it. So my entire 5 months, 5 terms were chilled out. Had a lot of fun because it was like placement was done. So that's my experience with Deloitte. Is there anything else you want me to answer from?
Syam, can you tell us a little bit about who are the top recruiters who are visiting IMK campus?
Okay. So there are consulting companies, big threes, BCG, Deloitte. Bain used to be on campus before. I don't know if they're on campus now. And then you'll have Deloitte, of course, and then there are top companies of sales and marketing would be Asian Paints, of course. I'll just name out a few companies that came last year. Asian Paints is on campus. Indigo was on campus. Okay, not specifically for sales and marketing, but I'm just still naming.
You have HUL ITC also, right? HUL.
Yes, HUL was on campus, and Amazon will be on campus. Okay, and So a lot of companies, there are 100+ companies. I just can't name them out one by one.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. But still, just go through the placements report on that. You'll see a lot of icons over there, and all those logos are on campus.
But so, are you given any training ahead of the placements, or you prepare it all on your own?
Training is something that you do on your own. So you have your peer circle. You usually form a 5 to 6 member groups, and that to 1 to 2 groups at that. And you kind of have a GDs. You have interview rounds, mock interview rounds with them. So you sit with them. You have the GD, you have the mock interview. You kind of structure out like what Ashish said, right? For a case study, what do you need? You have a case. You need to discuss the case. So how do you do that? There will be an interviewer, mock interviewer in front of you, your friend, who will be giving you the case. And he will assess you on what you're trying to do. Where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing wrong? And how can you compress that? How can you make more sense out of that? And that's how you share and exchange with your peers.
Yeah, and I think just to add to Syam, and in case you guys are going to be on campus, seniors get tagged to you. Similar profile seniors will get tagged to you. You will have in-depth discussions with them, interview sessions with them. So there are a lot of mock interviews which happen. There's so much preparation which seniors will get you to that. I mean, then it's on you, right? I mean, that 10 minutes of your interview, if you do well, you do well. But you'll have all the weapons in the arsenal to get you through, because we got helped by our seniors. So it's just passing on.
Okay. All right. There's a question. I have a background in advertising. Do media companies come to campus? Syam, do they?
Not specifically as a media company, but some companies might be interested for roles that are non-media related. It can be related to sales, or it can be related to business development. It's up to the company as well. So if there's an alumni network, you can reach out to the alumni. He will connect you to the HR if the company is not coming down. Okay, that's there. We have a very strong alumni network. You can definitely depend on that.
Okay. So
if the question was around companies which are into digital content making, I mean, did you mean that by media? If it's so, then yes, there are a couple of companies. I remember there was one Miru India company. They also had Kescoms as well. So yeah, there were a couple of companies around the creative content making.
Okay. So there's a question: if someone has 5 months to crack the CAT, what should they be doing? Keshav, can you take it?
Sure. First of all, 5 months is sufficient to crack the CAT exam, to start with a lot of confidence that you have time in your hand. Secondly, it depends on where you are. Start with, do two things parallelly, I would say. Get your fundamentals clear, especially in subjects such as quantitative aptitude as well as LRDI. Do that. Try taking a lot of mocks. Try looking at how the CAT exam was over the last few years, CAT 2020, 2019, etc. And also try doing as many past CAT exams as possible. So yeah, that's about it. It's the same structured way, and you'll get a lot of content on it online as well. Just follow what it is, and it's not that difficult as long as you're confident and as long as you're persistent. So there would be times where you would be feeling like, kya ho raha hai, kuch samajh mein nahi aa raha hai, all of those things. But don't lose confidence. Keep on going, and I'm sure if anybody consistently works for 5 months, he's gonna surely get a 99 plus. If you just have to score a 150 out of 300, so that's a very difficult thing to do.
There's a question about utilizing time to give mocks versus utilizing it to learn a concept. What is the right thing to do? Because mock takes time. Omkar?
The conservative approach, which also the technical approach should be, you clear your concepts first. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to go ahead with mocks. So please spend enough time to clear your concepts, especially around quants and LRDI. And once you think that you are enough prepared, then only start with mocks.
Okay. How important work experience is? I have done economics honors from DU and just got done with my final year papers. And I'm a fresher, no internships done either. Do I have a chance to make it?
See, work experience is never mandatory. I mean, there are almost 20, half of the batch will not have significant amount of work experience. So what is important is, and also you will have equally good chance to convert good internships, because especially sales and marketing, they love people with less than 2 years of work ex or no work ex. So please, you have time until your next CAT. So please spend time, to build your profile, have a couple of certifications, And like we said earlier, so a couple of certifications and couple of internships or live projects always helps.
So certification courses do impact the quality of your CV, is it? Is that what you're saying, Omkar?
A good certification program, yes.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and I think just to adding to Omkar, remember, I think you need, at least my answer is going to be different. You need to have work experience. So MBA without work experience, I mean, it's okay. Freshers are fine, but to understand what is happening, it's good to have work experience.
Okay.
And just out of experience, to get into good companies, I'm not saying you can't, but freshers do have a slightly harder time. Consulting typically wants people with work experience. So, you're going to be in that tricky spot where you want to, you got a good IIM and then you're trying hard to navigate. Rather just get a year of experience. It's not going to be too late for you. If you're a fresher, just get an experience.
Yeah. So I'll just add to Ashish over there. It's, don't worry about experience. See, experience is something that makes you relate the work and your concepts in classroom. There are my friends who have no experience and they're still settling in well good positions. So it's about your performance back on campus as well. So don't worry much about your experience. If you can get some experience, good, get them. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just be thorough with what you are. That's it.
How is life after MBA, Ashish? That's a question.
It's pretty, how do I put it? So you go into except for marketing, sales and marketing, but if you're in finance or consulting or anything, you enter a world again full of IIM folks now with different IIMs. So you're again in a back in a work experience where everybody's on steroids again. They're the same profile, same kind of persona. Your bosses are from different IIMs or foreign universities. So it's been fun. I think MBA did change a lot about my perspective. When I look back before I joined and after I joined, my thinking has changed. The way I'm approaching things has changed. So MBA taught a lot. Definitely helps me out. Help me out in my work. So that's the reason why I keep in touch with my professors also. So I'm actually doing live client cases and I'm talking to them about, okay, theoretically, what can I actually do about this? Like, if I'm doing a fin study or if I'm doing a marketing study, I'm talking to them. So and I think it's been an adrenaline also because you're going to party hard. You've done 2 years good work. It's time to blow it off. So it's going to be good.
Okay. There's one more question before we go to the fun stuff in IMK. I got 97.69 in CAT 2020, but I'm taking it again this year, but not able to improve in VARC. Any tip? Keshav, can you take it?
So in terms of VARC, I'd suggest, first of all, don't be very bothered that your marks are not increasing. I mean, you might just be reaching towards the point where it's increasing. 99.69 is not a very bad percentile. Just try to work hard, and I think it will increase with time. In terms of VARC, try reading as much as possible. Try reading, or also get used to the passages which come at for a CAT level. For example, read The Economist, IMSs, etc. That'll be super helpful. And also take mock. And also once the mock is done, at IMS at least, professors also kind of show you the approach of solving those mocks. There are very good blogs by, I'm forgetting the name of the professor, the CAT writer, but that's a very good blog to kind of get an understanding. So read, solve, I think, take mocks. It will happen with time. Just be patient. That's just the thing.
If I have to add something over here, I'll add something over here. See, don't worry about VARC as per se. Maybe you're poor with VARC, but you're strong in something else. You can be strong in quant, you can be strong with, DI, right? Concentrate on that part. VARC, you just need to be over the mark. 95 percentile at VARC category level is good enough. Be 99 percentile and above in the other category. That's where you concentrate. Focus on your strengths. Cover up your weaknesses.
And I think there's one, another hack which you can do, and if you have time, go through the GMAT course. I'm not even kidding. GMAT has a very structured English set. Go through the rules. I did that. And that's how I was able to improve. I told you I was bad in the test series of verbal. GMAT course, not that you need to buy a lot of things. I mean, it's all available online, but the structure in GMAT about verbal is amazing. do that, and you're going to see results, immediately see results in CAT. That's how my experience was.
Okay, guys, now it's time for us to look at some photos of IMK and the memory and all that. Who is going to share it first? Keshav? Omkar? Omkar, are you going to start then?
Yeah, sure. I can start.
Yeah, and Keshav, you also have, right? A set of photos?
Few photos, yes.
Yeah, so
Omkar would be having good better.
yeah, Omkar, you can start, then Keshav, and then Syam, you have a PowerPoint presentation, I believe. Yeah, so let's keep.
I'm going to skip. I'll just watch Shyam's
Sure. I think Syam has kind of covered it pretty well. Yeah, so Omkar, you can start.
Quick, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you can just share the screen.
Okay, this was one of the very few live events that we could experience at campus, because we were there only for a couple of 3-4 months.
Right.
So Holi, we had a lot of fun, even though there were many restrictions. We scooped some time and space, and we enjoyed.
Very nice.
Yeah, this was the annual management festival. The Backwaters, one of the biggest events on campus. So all the stand-up comedians will come here. The management, tycoons and gurus will come here. So it was a really, really great experience.
I see that the chairs were spaced a lot wider than usual.
This is spacing
For the COVID norms, right? I will show a different picture of this event.
Yeah, because we never had chairs. We used to sit down, lie down, stargaze, and do it.
Welcome to COVID era. So this was one of the, IPL, I guess it was IPL, yeah, one of the IPL broadcastings in the theater. Then, again, a cultural event. One of the problems with IMK campus is that it is far away, at least 40 minutes far away from the main city. So every time you on weekend you want to enjoy, club or something, you need to take a bus and go. So this is the bus, how it looks, but then this is how we convert that bus into a dance route, a dance club, etc., with all the lightings and all. Right. So this is how we experience.
This is the online.
So bad. There are pretty good food outlets and avenues here, beach facing and all Goa vibes. Sports again a crucial part of the MBA life.
Right.
Yeah, that's all from my side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next, Keshav.
So this is our K hostel.
The Holi.
Yeah. We're studying while we're taking Holi. So this is how we managed both the things. Okay, how do I go to the next picture now? So these are some nice parties, and this is La Arabia. Some very good non-veg food we kind of have over here. So over this, then this is how we kind of appear for all of those interviews. Top part all suited up, and you can see how we are below.
Yes.
Okay, so this is when we won our first case competition at college. Was a pretty nice experience. All of those single people, we had gone to Veg Mantra during on the Valentine's Day, and we're just killing. So there's a set of instruments we just kept over there. We knew how to play things. Then we started playing. Then we started by ourselves doing live music for all of the audience which is out over there. Although we did not sing well, but we appreciate it. So yeah, that's where about a few pictures about our IIM experience.
Right, nice, thanks, Keshav. Yeah, Syam. He has made a PPT out of the whole thing. Yeah, so we'll get the whole picture now.
So I've just basically compressed everything into one small PPT for your comfort. Okay, there's a lot of pictures, just bear with me. So campus is more than academics. So once your placements are done, you have placements party. Once your seniors are in, you have nostalgia, and once in a while you have some events like Poker Mania or whatever. This is the auditorium that he was showing, right? Look at people sitting on the ground. This is the actual scene that goes off. Okay, the lights, the setting, the everything. Okay, so it's more than academics, guys. So let me just show. So there are some beauties at Auto. This picture that I have taken, right? This I have taken at morning 6 o'clock. Now the question is, what am I doing up at 6 o'clock? Expect MBA people to sleep at till 8 o'clock. Well, I haven't slept till 6 o'clock. That's my typical day. And that day I was kind of preparing a PPT. I'm damn tired. I was just walking out of my friend's room, and I was greeted by inside the fog and everything. It kind of looked like I had like a different place to altogether.
Right.
So I took a picture, and then these are the some of the viewpoints at our campus. There is a bench where you can have a sight of the mountain ranges. There is one more mountain, one more here, and this is a lake on campus. There are ducks in it. There are lotuses in it, and some fishes, I think, actually. So that's it. And this is our campus, some other viewpoints. So just a second. So there is a lake on the bottom as well. And this is one sunset viewpoint that I have over here on the top, and seating area. This is the usual scene, lush green area that you see everywhere on campus. So no matter where you are, there's lush green atmosphere. And then IIM has a unique mode of enforcing fitness. You have stairs everywhere. And the stairs, trust me, the people who are staying in L1, L2 hostels will have to climb up at least 6 floors.
It's weight loss exercise. That's what happens.
But do you guys have any campus? Dorm photos?
Dorm photos. I have one coming up. So some other iconic locations. You can have Arjuna Path. There's an Arjuna statue. People usually sit around here, and you have some events happening. And then there is this amphitheater that Omkar shown before, right? So that's the entire area. This is how it looks on a normal day. On an events day, it changes its entire shape. Then this is academics. This is a library and your classrooms. That's how it looks.
Yeah, so that was like a lot of pictures now. So let's do a quick rapid fire section. I'm going to ask you some questions, and you guys can answer either in one sentence or one word, or if it's true or false, then just true or false. Sure. So what is Bhook Lagi? Who can answer?
Bhook Lagi is an on-campus startup. So 7 to 8 years back, Kerala doesn't have any Swiggy or Zomato, right? So that's a startup by seniors on campus. So they do the food service. So you basically tell your order to them. They go to the restaurant, they collect your order, and they bring it back.
Right.
And they charge you amount for that. So that's an on-campus business. It's unofficial. It's not supposed to be in the books of the academic. So it cannot become the committee or a club. So it's a startup on campus.
In one word, tell us about the business museum.
Never seen.
So, Ashish, you want to take this?
Yeah, Ashish can take
it. Ashish like, Ashish, we have a business.
You have a business.
No, we do. Yes, I've seen it. It's mostly about the history of Kerala.
Seen it from outside, or you?
No, I've seen it. I went.
No, we go in. We get to go in. We see they have some good artifacts and everything. But it's right in the library. So
it's right in the library in the top floor. You just need to go there. And it's a lot of pictures, a lot of documents, a lot of details and artifacts, like just said.
Okay. How are the room parties at IIMK?
Oh, it's daily. It's every single day. You're crashing every other party. That's all you're doing. Sorry guys, you guys didn't have any. But Syam knows it.
So parties, it depends upon you and who you are with. If you want to study, you can study. No one disturbs you. If you want to party, you can party. There's some other gang for that.
Okay.
Join so unofficial committees also.
Okay, so IIMK has a campus to die for. True or false?
True.
Yeah. Keshav? No.
100% true.
Okay.
It's a resort. Come on.
Yeah. 2 years resort. Yeah.
Okay, so a mid-busting question. You get only South Indian food at the campus. True or false?
There's food from all over the states.
Yeah. How was you guys did not, except for Keshav's one photo of food, and maybe Syam showing one photo. How are the mess there and the food?
Right. So mess is typically a large space. You can have tables and everything. Food is self-served. You can approach any counter.
But like, do they change?
There's a changing menu. Yeah, there's a changing
menu. And non-veg is there.
Yes. Non-veg is there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Ashish had to say.
There's a committee.
Oh yeah, there's a committee that started in my year. I was a member of. For briefly that menu design committee. We structured it up because we were tired.
So was there like fish and everything, right?
Yeah. The
Oh,
committee
you get it.
decides what to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we are talking about food, let me clear you something.
Huh.
If you are a vegetarian, you will have a
Huh.
really difficult time both
Yeah.
in the temples or outside in the Kerala.
So this is like I am Ahmedabad versus I am K. Where do I go if I'm veg? I should go to I am K. If
That
I'm
should not be the
non-veg,
decision criteria. Trust me. Food, no. A versus K food, okay.
Yeah. I see personally, even for veg, there are some dosa stalls.
Okay.
There are some other places where you can get food.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's not a
Okay.
problem. But non-veg is the best at IIM.
Okay. Yeah. So you need to know
But
the
then-
local. You need to know the local language to survive and get around.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Cheta.
Everyone knows Hindi
Cheta
and
Chechi.
English.
Yeah.
Cheta and JJ, everyone knows Hindi and English, so you
Okay.
can just converse them.
Okay. So you stay up late just to watch the sunrise. True or false? Shyam just showed his photograph at 6 o'clock. Yeah. So Ashish, you can answer.
It just happens that way. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so beautiful, and there's so many good spots that at like 5:30 we decide stop working, let's go watch the sunrise, and then somehow manage at 8 o'clock or a 9 o'clock class and sleep in class. So, but yeah, you get up for these, and so many good viewpoints to see sunrise.
Caveat: you slept by 4 or 5. You
It's,
get
it's
if you
for-
slept at 4 or 5, you can't even wake up to see the sunrise. So
Okay.
don't sleep, you can-
Which are the best campus views? Which are the best dorm views one can have?
Yeah, my room.
Yeah, your room.
B31. It's the best room on the
Views are
campus.
there. Kidding. Yes, sir, you were saying.
No, I mean, like you did not show the photo. That's why. No,
Yeah.
I did not see much of dorm photos.
So specifically to watch the sunrise, it's the best room to have.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's facing.
Okay,
yes.
so
Every morning, I could not while I was sleeping, I could never close my door because every morning people will be knocking on my door to get into gallery and watch the sunrise.
You were
that's
in new
annoying.
hostel, is it, Omkar?
No, B hostel. B hostel.
Oh,
is
B hostel
east
also.
facing.
Yeah.
So then that's not a good room to have. Yeah. So which is the best wing, or is there like any favorite in hostels, as in the dorm section?
F hostel.
F.
H hostel.
F hostel in our time used to be the party hostel. So
Oh, F, yeah.
yeah, F is
Yeah.
F. For
F in
fun, that's
our
what it
time,
is.
F also did not even open. We did not even have an F.
You didn't have that.
Okay.
We loved L1, L2. Those were big rooms, and you could party very much over there. Even J.
Okay. Those are the ones where you have to climb the stairs up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so totally worth it.
You start your career at the bottom of the again slowly grow up. Get up.
Okay, so yeah, that was great fun. We'll just take one or maybe two questions, and then we'll just take some tips, and then we'll just wrap up. So this is a question for Ashish. Do consulting firms shortlist people with less undergrad score and no work ex?
If it's an and question, then it's not going to work out. It's hard. It's hard. You need to have one of the two going well for you, at least for the marquee consulting firms they require. For tier 2 or tier 3 consulting firms, it still would work out. So just work. I mean, given that you can't change your academics, at least get a work experience to counter it off.
Okay. The next question, I scored only 97.3 percentile and really want to improve DILR and quants. What should I do? Keshav, can you take it?
So, I mean, just revisit the fundamentals, understand what are your weaknesses, try to capitalize on your strengths. If you are a commerce kind of a person, you can perhaps ace all of these things like arithmetic, etc. Also, try to understand there are various tricks to solve these questions in quants at least. Try to understand what are those shots, etc. Try to understand the strategy, what to attempt, what not to attempt. Try looking at different strategies to take the exam. If you've got a 97.3, this is a delta that you can create for yourself.
Okay.
If I had to add for that,
Yes,
try out different combinations. You don't need to answer all 10 sets or 8 sets that are there, right? You see the questions, you see which you are comfortable with. As you practice, these are the sets that I'm comfortable with. You solve 3 of them, and then you're above 95%. You solve 4 of them, you're at 98, 99%. That's it.
Okay. So before we wrap up, I would just like to ask, maybe you all can give one tip each for the CAT prep, because our attendees are CAT 2021, CAT 2022 aspirants. So maybe again Ashish can start, then Syam, then Keshav, then Omkar.
Oh, the preparation trip.
Yeah, CAT prep. Yeah.
I already made a framework. So just study, prepare, analyze. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
Focus on getting fundamentals right. Be aware about what is happening around you in the general environment. That's important from interview perspective. And as much as possible, start having those mock interviews, mock tests, all these things. Like just do the basics. You're going to get through if you do everything right. It's going to happen. If not in IMK, another IM, but it will definitely happen. It always pays off.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Syam?
So be diligent and be persistent. This I tell from a personal experience. So I used to score less than 100. So I had to bring it up to 160 to gain that 99.2 that I got, right? So what I used to do, I used to make a plan for the day. In the mornings, I used to relax. I used to just watch, stare into the sun or something. I used to go on a walk with my mother in the morning. I used to talk about my cat pressure, whatever that I'm going through to my friends, and they used to give some tips. This helps you take off some burden and for you to recalculate on your own. If you're talking to someone, you rethink them again, right? So then that will help you to kind of reevaluate and reposition yourself in the entire preparation. That's it.
Yeah. Keshav?
So I agree with the framework given by Ashish, study, prepare, analyze. So CAT is an exam about strategy. It's an exam which you play in your mind as well. So try being patient, perseverant, and trust me, it's all gonna work out till the end. Most of the time, what happens is that people kind of give up just when scores are about to boost up. Just keep on doing it. Once you've made a decision, just go to the end of that decision. Just as simple as that. And I'm sure things will work out for you. Have a good sleep before the exam. Don't take a lot of pressure. It's gonna be super chill exam.
Yeah. Omkar?
Yeah, I'll suggest don't just stick to CAT. I mean, try to keep as many open options as possible. So write all the exams, IMS, XLRI, everything. I mean, all of these are very decent colleges. And ultimately, once you are out of your college, your college brand will not matter much. So please try to have as many options as possible in terms of IIMs as well. Especially for the people who are having more than 3 years of work ex.
Right.
All colleges are good as long as you are putting your right efforts. Same goes with the CAT preparation as well. Be your best, results will follow.
Okay. Okay, all right. That's all as much we have time for. So before we wrap up, I would like to thank all the attendees and thank you so much. My special thanks to speakers. Thank you, Keshav, Rathi, Omkar Babar, Ashish Thomas, and Syam Ganesh. Thank you so much for taking your time and coming today for this talk. Thank you.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. It was a nice experience. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.